Now, just over a couple of weeks ago, we kicked off the Anglia Allotment, our big project for the summer. And with a bank holiday and Compost Awareness Week, no less, coming up, Becky's headed back there to take a closer look at what's been happening. So, has it started raining yet? What's happening down there?
Don't do that, you'll make it rain. Actually, there are very dark clouds around. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Victoria. Well, if there's one group of people that is better at recycling than any other, it has to be gardeners. They're just fantastic at it. I mean, take a look, there are examples everywhere. Here, we've got a CD, used as a bird scarer. Someone over there has planted some plants in an old bathtub. It's fantastic. And wooden pallets are used for practically everything here. And of course, a very effective way of recycling something is to compost. And someone who knows all about composting is Craig Renton from the Suffolk Waste Team. Hello, Craig.
Hi, Becky.
So what is compost?
It's a very simple process. It's just essentially a matter of combining garden waste such as grass clippings, nettles, soft prunings with everyday organic kitchen waste such as vegetable peelings, shredded paper as we've got here, cardboard.
You've got paper now, yeah.
It's just a very simple process. Combine the two, get the balance right. Given time, you'll get nutrient-rich soil improver.
So it's dead easy, anyone can do it?
Anyone can do it.
That's what we'd like to hear, isn't it? Thank you, Craig. Now, you may have noticed this rather strange-looking, sterile-looking building behind me. It's a very good form of recycling. Recycling is something that comes out of us. In fact, it's a compost loo. Everything goes into pipes and then into big tanks under the ground, and within 3 years, it's ready to spread back onto the fields again. So they take recycling very, very seriously here. And someone who's been looking at the bigger picture is Lorna Ramsey. What have you found out today, Lorna?
Well, as Craig was saying earlier, anyone can compost in their own homes, but in some areas, councils are using our food and garden waste to compost on a rather larger scale. And it's pretty impressive, as I found out when I visited Southend.
Dig, 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 digging around. Dig, 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 digging the ground. I got my spade.
They've come from the ground. And Nora Goodman from Leigh-on-Sea is cooking up an Irish stew with them. But the peelings don't go to waste. They're collected by Southend Borough Council so it can be turned into compost.
Banana skins, tea bags, anything that's left over, eggshells, it all goes in the bin. And then the thing gets recycled into the ground, and then the food produced by the farmers come back on my table. So it's excellent.
And that food waste is taken here to Envar recycling plant at St Ives in Cambridgeshire. Once the waste is tipped, it gets put into the shredder, which cuts it up to make it the same size. It's then taken here to the tunnels, where it's kept at a minimum temperature of 60 degrees for at least 2 days. It's then piled up here and moved once a week to get as much air into it as possible. It's put through this machine to remove any lumps, and it's tested rigorously to make sure it's clear of E. coli and salmonella. And this is the finished product, all made from stuff that we throw away, and perfect for farming or on your allotment. Alex Campbell from nearby Oldhurst is one of the farmers that uses it.
This is rape, so this will be, you guys might be using it for cooking oil, or it'll go into animal feeds.
Recycling also has an impact on our pockets. Councils are charged £48 for every tonne taken to landfill sites, like this one at Barling, near Southend.
It's really important to make sure that we get the food waste out of our black sack, and so it doesn't go to landfill. The costs of sending waste to landfill are obviously rising, so it's really important to make sure that people participate in our schemes.
This is one of the ways composting is being done on a commercial scale, but it can also be done in your home, so you can enjoy the same results as these farmers. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, Oldhurst.
Now we've moved to another busy plot, and it is Alan Cousins' plot. And you are going to be showing us, Alan, hello, how to make a, what is it?
Bird scarer.
A bird scarer out of?
Plastic bottles.
I love it, go on then.
Basically, it's just a hole in the bottom, one in the top, divided into three.
Right, so you've got 3 panels.
Three panels.
What, that just goes on here?
And then that just goes
Simple but effective, isn't
Simple
it?
but effective.
I'm glad you think that, because you two together are going to be making this in about 30 seconds.
Great.
Now, a lot of you have been getting in touch with your grow your own stories, and here are just a few of them. Now, this here is a very well established plot. Take a look at what a brand new one would look like. This is in St Osoph. Alison tells us that a few of the villagers got together and demanded an allotment. And a year later, that's exactly what they got. Apparently, the nearest garden centre has been doing a roaring trade in sheds. Good luck, guys. Carol Andrew from the Mile Road Allotments wants anyone in the Bedford area to know that you too can have an allotment. She's emailed over a poster, which you can see now, for an open day on the 8th of May. It does actually say keep calling all keen gardeners. I'm sure that doesn't mean that you have to know what you're doing. And finally, Sheila emailed in a photo of what's really important when her and her husband go down to their allotment. A biscuit and a nice cup of tea. How lovely. Right, Lorna, how's it going?
Great, thanks, Becky. Look at that. A few plastic bottles and we've got a makeshift bird scarer. But I've got something here that might do just a good job.
I think you're going to be in trouble, Lorna. Now, hopefully we've persuaded you to get out there and grow your own. But if not, maybe Charlie Dimmock here could do the job. No, she's having a quiet day. Well, her friend Alan Titchmarsh has been giving us a few gardening tips, and here's one.
Digging around.
The Anglia Allotment in April, well, it's probably the busiest time of year, certainly for sowing. The ground's dried out quite a lot now. You may be tempted to rush out and sow rows and rows of everything on the same day. Stay your hand, steady, little bit of row over several days. That way you won't get a glut that you've got to bung in the freezer, but you'll get a succession of crops. The most important thing to do is enjoy it.
In the whole lot of mud. Dig.
And the lovely Alan Titchmarsh will be back with us next month when we return to the Anglia Allotments. Now, Amanda's here. Gorgeous looking rhubarb, asparagus coming through too. They don't mind the dry conditions, but it is so dry, isn't it?
I know, isn't it just? But doesn't this rhubarb look so yummy?
Yum.
Now, can you believe we've actually had 200 hours of sunlight this April, which is what we'd normally expect in June, so very, very dry and sunny conditions. Yeah. Now, usually we'd expect about 45 millimetres by this point in April, but many places have only had a third of that. So, as you can see, desperate for a drink down here. Now, there is some rain working its way through the region as we speak, which means it will be a rather wet start to the new month. Let's take a look at the details.
The Anglia weather, sponsored by Anglian Home Improvements.
Well, that is it from the Anglia Allotment for this month. We're back at the end of next month. I imagine it will look very different. And actually, we've been talking, haven't we? Us girls think that, Jonathan, you need to roll your sleeves up.
It's about time.
I just feel that everyone's ganging up on me again. So you can tell, she can't hear, I know, but you can tell Lorna that I never forget her face and that she's in all sorts of trouble when we get back. Thank you very much indeed, girls.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel ganged up on here.
So you should.
Yeah, well, as Becky is very well aware, actually, Victoria, I have been doing my bit. You don't have to have an allotment or anything like, in fact, to get started. Take a look at this. We've introduced our own little plot here at the Anglia Studios. And see, it really doesn't take that much, despite what she's saying, to get started, does it? Providing a tiny little bit of help there. Becky, there she is, just helping a little bit. Over the next few months, we'll show you, Victoria, and all of our viewers, exactly how our tomatoes, spuds and lettuce are getting on, as well as the straws, you see. There's nothing much to this gardening, Larkins. I could probably do this all week. Thank you very much for your help. Really good.
The way it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, see, so that's just about it, really, isn't it? Nothing too hard about that allotment.
You didn't do anything there. You left it all to Becky.
It's all about delegation in life, isn't it? And if you make sure... I mean, do these hands look as if they're designed to get mud on?
You haven't done anything.
Right, and on that happy note, we'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.